First road trip. Ooh, why I say first road trip? Put up 2 fingers. Lord have mercy. First road trip in the Tesla Model 3. Headed from St. Louis down to Southeas Missouri.
Shiloh, Illinois, not St. Louis.
Well, whatever.
We're going to Sikeston, Missouri, y'all. It's
St. Louis suburb, but yeah. Headed to your neck of the woods. It's been a good trip
down
so
to
far.
Mandrake
It's
County.
been a hot minute.
Seats are comfy. No complaints there.
So let's talk,
Cabin noise is minimal.
really is. So let's talk about how do you take a road trip in a Tesla? So a lot of the questions I get at work from people is how do you keep your car charged? How do you actually make a road trip in a Tesla?
Easy. You hop in it. Well, first of all, you make sure your battery is charged full. Hop in it. Put your GPS on. So one cool thing about the Tesla is because it doesn't run on gas, and it's an all-electric vehicle. If you're taking long trips, you're going to more than likely have to use what they call superchargers, and they're all nationwide, all over, scattered. There's like over 14,000. But anyways, you had touched the wheel before it locked you out. Yeah, so you're gonna stop at the supercharger once you. So okay, first off, before I say that, so what Tesla has done is in their GPS, they have it so that if you're going like hundreds of miles, it will actually map out your route, and it will take you specifically through superchargers that are along your route, and it'll tell you like how long you have to stay at the supercharger, how many miles, what your battery level should be at that point in time, and then it'll even tell you like what your estimated battery should be by the end of your trip. So once you reach your destination, it's really nice actually. So there's no guessing. You don't have to like sit down and map stuff out. We're trying to figure out, well, I have this much battery, I got this many miles. How, you don't have to do any of that. Literally, you punch your location or your destination into your GPS in the car, and yeah, it will do the rest for you. So that's really nice. And yeah, basically at the supercharger locations, they have like restaurants, or sometimes they have shopping. It just depends. Like they have different things. So you can park your car, hook it up to the charge, and then you can go in and sit down and grab a bite to eat. So it's really nice because when you're taking long road trips, more than likely you're going to be stopping anyway. You have to use the bathroom. You're going to get hungry. You want to grab something to eat. So really, you're just using that time that you would have used anyway to charge your vehicle. So that's how you do it. And that chime you guys keep hearing, that is the autopilot. He's engaging and disengaging the autopilot. And basically, autopilot will steer. It will
you have that
make lane shifts. Well, yeah. So my specific, just to give you guys a quick background. So I have a 2019 Tesla Model 3. I have the dual motor long range. I also have full self-driving option on this car. So what that means is I have the advanced autopilot. So literally the car will steer the wheel for you. It will change lanes. It will brake, accelerate, all of that. I also have the option to type in the location in the navigation, and the vehicle will take you to that location via autopilot. Now, Tesla promises, or what they say, that in the future, here shortly, they will have the option to actually engage autopilot. So you can engage autopilot on the side streets, but autopilot does not recognize, the car does not recognize stop signs or street lights. And Tesla says that here shortly, they promise that they will be sending an update wirelessly to the cars that have the capability. So anyone who has full self-driving, advanced autopilot, they will be receiving an update to where the car will soon be able to recognize stop signs, street lights, and that kind of thing, so that you can actually utilize your full, the full self-driving option on the side streets and not solely on the interstate or highway driving, which is primarily what it is best used on now, because it, like I said, it doesn't recognize stoplights and things, so it really wouldn't be super effective, like driving like just daily, like back roads and that kind of. Well, I guess you could use the back roads, but anywhere where there's a lot of traffic and there's a lot of stoplights and that type of thing is really not the best option, just because you're gonna have to keep on disengaging and re-engage. I mean, it's just not, So, but as far as interstate highway driving, or like long stretch of like back, like country road, like that kind of thing, autopilot is pretty awesome. Just because, yeah, I mean, it literally takes the wheel. I mean, you keep your hands on the wheel, obviously, and you monitor, because it's still a machine, so you still have to, make sure that you're in control at all times. But it's kind of nice just to be able to like sit back and relax and kind of just let the vehicle do the majority of the work. So, but yeah, first road trip. Woo. I think honestly, like so far, it's going a lot better than any other time we've made this trip in any other vehicle.
Yeah.
I think just the idea of having autopilot makes it kind of nice, so, and then that, and the fact that these seats are the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in, that kind of helps too. So it's been officially 1 week with the Tesla Model 3. First of all, since you're driving, it's my car obviously, but you're driving, what do you think about it?
There we go.
How do you like this so far?
I like it a lot whenever I can get to drive it, but
okay, you know what? Anyway, so minus that little caveat, the Model 3 has completely exceeded my expectations. I feel like I think it drives really smooth. The acceleration is completely beyond what I expected it to be. Interior wise, I felt like at first I feel like it's growing on me more. It's very minimalistic. If you've done any research on Tesla at all, like specifically Tesla Model 3, you will see that when it comes to the interior, it is very, I hate to say basic, but I feel like basic, like the word is basic. Like you have one large, what size screen is this, would you say?
15 inch.
It's 15, yeah. So you have one 15-inch screen, which is a really decent size, and then you don't have any other buttons. That's it. Like literally the touch screen is your main control like source.
So that's not a true statement. You have a total of 4 lights that you get to push. You have window switches. You got 4 in the driver's.
Okay, yeah. You have window and door switches. You don't have a physical unlock button to unlock your doors. That is on your touch screen. But in the case of an emergency, they do put manual releases on the doors that you can pull if you need to, but you're not supposed to use those on a daily basis. Aside from that, you have your hazards, hazard lights. They have their own designated physical button.
Yeah, drop shifts.
And then you got 2 little scroll wheels on your steering wheel. That is it. And you have your turnstile, 2 turnstiles on either sides of your steering wheel. That's it. Everything else comes from this touch screen, which did definitely take some getting used to, because it was weird not having all the controls and knobs and all the switches and everything, but It's fine. I feel like honestly, it's really, really growing on me. I mean, I like it a lot,
Mom's connection,
and I think it in a way it kind of keeps the car non-cluttered, so you don't have like a million buttons. So like my previous vehicle, I had a BMW X1, and it was like, I mean, it was like your ordinary, you know, you had a button for, you know, the radio, button for this, button for that. You had all these different, I mean, it was like knobs and everything all over the place. This is completely different from that. But I like it though, I really do. Getting back to the look of the car, outside wise, I feel like it is by far. And so I will say I had a BMW X1 like right previous to this. Before that, I had a Passat SEL turbo diesel, and then before that, what did we have before that? Before that, you had the Camry. We have a Highlander now. So, anyways, long story short, I mean, we've had some decent vehicles, like looks wise. But by far, this car is the sexiest car, like ever, of all the cars. Like the lines, the curves on this car is just so nice. And really, you don't see it. You can't. It's not something that you can really appreciate from like looking at it on the computer or looking at it from pictures. But once you go in person and see a Model 3, it's very. Whoever designed it, they did a really good job, I'll say. I like it personally.
Can we get a credit to Elon Musk?
I will give the credit to whoever designed it. I don't know if he sat down with pen and paper and actually drew this out. So I don't want to steal the credit from someone else. But aside from all of that, as far as like downs about the car, I feel like, so I do have one con, one negative. Really? So Tesla is the only car I have ever known to put a freaking whoopee cushion. Stop! To put a whoopee cushion option in your freaking settings, and you can even set this thing, y'all, to fart depending on whatever seat. Like you can actually select the seat. It's really weird. And then you can set it to where like you click your turn signal and then it farts whatever on whatever side of the car. Like it's weird. Anyways, why they would put this feature in a car that's $60,000-$70,000, I have no idea, but they did. Anyways, I digress. Back to what I was saying though. I was going to say I do have one negative about this that I have to be honest about, and it's not even really truly like a negative, because honestly I believe like with all the updates and stuff that they push out, like the Tesla pushes out to the car, because the car is always getting like wireless updates all the time, kind of like your smartphone. It's really weird. But anyways, I believe that they could probably fix this issue with one of their updates, but I don't like how when your mirrors are folded up and you go to put the car in drive, it does not automatically unfold your mirrors, which I think is really odd.
Well, for me, I've had that experience, and once you hit a certain speed, they will unfold.
Well, okay, well I'll have to double check that then, because I could have sworn I was driving on the street, like I pulled out legit out of the parking lot and I was driving and my mirrors were still folded. I don't know, maybe it is a certain speed you have to hit and then they unfold, but I just think that that's so stupid. Like honestly, when I had the BMW, as soon as you go to put that gear in drive, it unfolds them because you're in motion, so you need to see. So I think that would make a lot more sense if Tesla made it so that as soon as you engage that drive, they automatically unfold. It doesn't make sense to leave them folded up, no matter if you're going 5 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour. I mean,
unless you got them folded up because you're close in your garage.
I don't know, but that's my one little negative. Other than that, like I said, I love everything else about the car. I love the wireless capability, the fact that I can control the climate of the interior cabin. I can pop the trunk, pop the front. I can flash my lights, honk my horn. I can check on the stats of the car itself, all wirelessly from an app on my cell phone. They do give you a key card, so you don't have physical keys with the Tesla Model 3. You have a card, like it looks like a credit card, but it's just a black card, and it says Tesla, and that's your key. So in the event that you don't have your phone, or in the event that your phone is dead, or in the event that maybe you are letting a friend drive your car or whatever, or you're dropping it off at valet, you have that key card, you can just give them that key card. They have to have the key card in their physical possession. You place the key card down in the middle console like region here, like just kind of above where the cup holder spot is, and then they can drive. But yeah, so I like that feature. That's really nice. I like...
Hang on. Okay, it's still going.
What?
It's still going.
Oh.
It's 45 minutes stopped on my phone.
I love the white interior. So let me just touch on that real quick, since you guys, obviously, you can see like the back. I mean, you can see. The white interior is so nice. So with my previous BMW, I had tan interior. And the tan interior was awesome. You know, it was nice for a period, but I noticed that it got really dirty really fast. And I wasn't a fan of it anymore, so I was really hesitant to get any type of light interior. But Tesla completely won me over with this white interior. It's so easy to clean. Now, mind you, I've only had this vehicle for officially a little over a week now at this point. So it hasn't been like, you know, a year, and you know, I'm trying to reflect on and talk, you know, give you guys a review of the interior. No, but I will say, from the little marks that I have gotten on it so far, they wipe right up for the most part. And yeah, I just think that the white interior is so unique. I mean, I've seen cars that have the tan interior, obviously black interior. I've seen gray interior. I've also driven cars that had like a peanut butter interior. The BMW X3 had that for a time as a loaner vehicle through BMW when I was waiting on my vehicle to come in after I had ordered it, the previous one. And it's nice. Like, I love specifically that peanut butter interior color. I love it. But this white is crushing it. I will take this white all day, every day, over all of those. I think it really makes Tesla stand out. Seats are super, super, super comfortable. I will say, if I had to rate BMW seats and these seats, I would give BMW a 2. Their seats feel like rocks. They are not comfortable, and I am not the only person to say that. And seriously, guys, and I'm sorry if there are any BMW fans out there, anybody who has a BMW, I'm not trying to knock it, but I'm just giving my personal opinion. They are not comfortable seats at all. And I have had, yes, I'm sorry BMW, but that's true. I have had people ride in my vehicle and say how uncomfortable they are. I have had our kids, we have teenagers in high school, and they have made comments over the time span that we've had the vehicle, how uncomfortable the seats are. Those seats in that vehicle were not comfortable. But anyways, as far as the Tesla, these seats are by far the softest and most comfortable seats I have ever ridden in. Out of Volkswagen, out of Toyota, out of BMW, out of just Chevy, out of everybody, Mercedes, out of everybody, Lexus, out of everybody that I've sat in, rode in, or driven, these are by far the most comfortable. And I truly, truly mean that. I would give them, out of comfort, I would give them a 10 out of 10, honestly. As far as interior, other than that, It's honestly, it is amazing. I don't know. Do your research if this is something that you're interested in as far as like the Model 3, Tesla Model 3 is concerned. Just do your research. Check out some more videos on YouTube. Look at cars online if you can, like Auto Trader, those different ones. Check out what they say, what kind of features they say the vehicle has. It has some awesome features. And honestly, the fact that it doesn't run on any gas, it's an all-electric vehicle, is just a bonus in my opinion. You're helping the environment, and at the same time, you're not at the mercy of gas prices today versus gas prices tomorrow, and it's just, yeah. So I love it. It's awesome. It's amazing. I do specifically have long range option, which is like their dual motor. So there are two motors. I have a maximum range of 310 miles that I can go on one charge, which I feel like is awesome. It's more than enough for me, honestly, on a daily basis. And even traveling, I mean, like right now we're getting ready to take a trip.
On a road trip
to
Southeas
Missouri, where he's from. And yeah, I mean, the range on this is more than enough to get us there. There's a supercharger down the way. I mean, we'll just charge up when we need to, and you know, it'll be good. So it's awesome. I love it. The fact that I'm not running to the gas station every other day is a bonus. Especially specifically for me, because I was not only running to the gas station, but I was buying premium gas. So the fact that I don't have to go to the gas station, nor do I have to pay extra money for that expensive gas, is an A in my book alone. So I'm happy about that. I can run up as many miles as I want to, and then, you know, as long as I have the time, I can just throw it on the charger, which is so weird to say. I sound like I'm talking about my phone or something. I just throw it on the charger, and my husband Charles, he actually installed what is it, the 240
wall connector, the Tesla wall connector.
Tesla wall connector. So you have a few different options as far as charging is concerned. You have the NEMA option,
which you plug in.
Yeah, just I'm not.
So with the NEMA connector, you can actually but plug in your cable that came with your car. The charger that came with your car, but you need to change the adapter on it to be able to plug directly into the NEMA connector. But yeah, that gives you, I think that charges at 32 amps. Which gives you, I think, 35 miles an hour charging.
Yeah, something like that. I think, yeah, somewhere in that range. And then the Tesla wall connector does not come with the car, I will say, but it is a separate option that you can purchase through Tesla, which we did when we picked up the vehicle. It's $500, I believe. Was it?
I think it was $509.
Yeah, so like he said $509, basically $500. But it charges much faster than anything that you could charge with at home otherwise. So with the Tesla wall charger, it literally, I've seen it go as high as like 46, I think, or 45 miles per hour. So what that means is, in 1 hour's time, you will have replenished 46 miles back into your battery, or back into your range, which to me is awesome, because in the matter of 2 hours, you know, which 2 hours is, I mean, if you had the time, that's not anything really. In a matter of 2 hours, you can almost put back 100 miles of range, which is just fantastic. But so anyways, that is a huge plus in my book, and one of the main reasons why I went with Tesla aside from the fact that it is an up and coming new car company, I think that it is right on par with where we are headed in the future. And
as far as being green?
Yeah, as far as efficiency and all of that. And then two, technology. Like, the technology in this car is unmatched. Like, I don't care who you're talking about. Like, it's completely unmatched. Like, even Porsche, I don't think that they are even, like, on this level. I know BMW, I know, like, if you get the 7 Series now, I think they have an option to where you can summon the car. But it's, like, only on the 7 Series. You can't do it with, like, any of the other series, I don't believe. And like with this, you can summon, meaning like you can call the car to you from your phone, which is crazy. You can, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. Like, there's autopilot, which, I mean, if you've done any research, you already know that's like a big thing, obviously, with Tesla. Literally, the car will steer the wheel. It will, if you hit your turn signal, it will literally use the cameras, the 360 cameras all around the vehicle and the radars to detect when the lane is empty next to you, and it will literally maneuver, like move your car, whatever, maneuver your car into the next lane, and then cut the turn signal off itself. It'll brake for you. It will accelerate based on the speed of the vehicle in front of you. You can even set how many car lengths away you want to be. So I think you can set 1 car length away, 2, 3, I think all the way up to 4 car lengths of the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and it will maintain whatever you set it, whatever your settings dictate. It's really awesome. Like, it's a really, really neat car. It's well worth the money, honestly. And truthfully, if we're being honest and truthful, I think that 60,000 and even 70,000 is a small price to pay for all the technology that you're getting with this car, because you are not getting half of the technology that you get with a Tesla vehicle and versus any other car company, whether it be German, Japanese, whoever. Like, you're not getting nowhere near. So I just think that's cool, and yeah, I really like it. Like, 1 week into it, I don't regret it. I am actually really, really, like, every day, like, I learn something else new out about this car, and I'm really looking forward to, like, driving it some more and getting, used to it and learning more about it and getting more familiar with it, and just, like, really seeing what this car is capable of. Yeah.
I got a question for you.
What?
The attention, you mentioned, like, people looking at you, right? Is that what you expected? The attention from other drivers and just people in general, whether it be questions being asked or people.
Honestly, so they will have looking at. You would have to talk to them about that, because I haven't had, like, people asking me a whole bunch of questions. I've had a couple, but I haven't had a whole bunch of people breaking down my door to ask me questions about the Tesla. I have noticed driving, like, people, like, trying to look and, like, that kind of thing, but I haven't really been, like, like, run down with a whole bunch of. Now, I know for you it's been different. So he has had, guys, like, crazy, like, people, like, strangers, like, stopping him to ask him about it whenever he's driven it. He's had people at his workplace, inquiring about it. He's had, like, it's crazy. So, but I've noticed, like, the occasional, like, stares and looks, and, like, you know, occasionally I'll catch somebody do like a double take, or like, you know, trying to see like what that is, because it's not your typical, like, you know, like when you're driving and you pass a car and like, obviously, I mean, if you don't know what kind of car it is, like normally the first thing that catches your eye is the symbol. So either it's a Chevy symbol, a Ford symbol, Toyota, like, you know, okay, well that's what it is. It's, you know, whatever. But, you know, I guess there's still a lot of people who aren't familiar with Tesla, and so whenever they see it and they see the emblem, they're like, So sometimes people do a double take, or they'll, like, you know, try to look to see, you know, what is that? But yeah, I mean, it's been cool so far though.
Yeah.
What you think?
I think it's been cool. I think you should talk about. So my very first encounter, it was like, it wasn't my first encounter when the lady was flirting with me, when she was leaning all in the car talking to me.
No, I don't know if that was your first encounter.
So I was picking up Nikki from the hospital, and the valet person was an older lady. She may have been hot back in the day, but, you know, obviously I'm just there to pick my wife up. And she walks up to the car and she said, "Are you my Uber driver?" And she leans all the way in the car and she's skinning and grinning, guys. And I was like, "No, I'm just here to pick my wife up." As a matter of fact, that looked like her right now. It's probably like 2-3 minutes later before she actually comes. But, you know, the lady is sitting there proceeding to ask me questions, and she was just smiling too hard. And I was bumping something like, what song was I playing?
I don't know, but it was something like hip hop, or
it was some like Tupac or something. It was like, yeah, and I don't know. I would have thought that would like dissuaded the lady from wanting to talk to me, but yeah, I don't know. She was all for it. But anyhow, yeah. So every day I've gone to work, I've had people spend countless, like I've spent at least a few hours every single day since I've had this car talking about this car, because everybody wants to ask me about this vehicle. What it's like owning a Tesla or Tesla.
Now, if you were British, you would say Tesla. T-E-Z. Tesla.
Yeah. But anyhow.
Yeah, anyhow, I mean, I'm more than happy. We're more than happy. I think it's surpassed both of our expectations. Maybe mine a little bit more than his, because he did more research and knew what to expect. I kind of knew what to expect, but not so much. But yeah, definitely looking forward to driving it more, becoming more familiar with it, so that way I can come back and give you guys a more in-depth, like realistic review, I guess, of the car.
I think this is a good first review.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely for
it's
first
supposed
impressions.
To be better in 2 weeks or a month.
Yeah, but definitely first impressions. This is definitely all of that and more. So, seats heat up. But and the seats heat up. In the back, there are literally 3 seat warmers. So I've never seen a sedan or any vehicle, honestly, for that matter, with the heated seats. 3 heated seats in the back row. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, guys, I digress. I will talk to you guys, catch you guys again in another one. And until then, like I said, if you're interested in Tesla, or if anything that I've mentioned to you has piqued your interest, definitely check them out. Do a little bit of research, go on the site, look into it. I promise it's worth it. And just for the freedom that you have with not being locked into gas and having to be at the mercy of the gas prices, I would say it's worth it in itself. So, alright guys, I will talk to you guys later, and